I just watched an extremely interesting and very sad video about the production of disposable vapes. I didn't even know there were disposable vapes. That just sounds like it opens up a whole can of worms, just a plethora of issues. That is just the biggest middle finger to Mother Earth I could imagine. But anyway, the video comes from a YouTube channel named Machina. And there's one position that gets highlighted that blew me away. A role that I couldn't have even imagined as a joke existing. A professional vape taste tester. At least I think it's taste testing. There is an individual who smokes every single vape that comes through the production. Up to like 10,000 or more vapes at peak days.
So this step kind of blows my mind. Our friend here is testing each one of them. I'm not sure if it's for taste or volume or I'm not sure precisely what. I'm also curious if he is inhaling or if it's like a cigar, just quick taste test and exhale.
这些都没问题吗？你一天大概能测多少个？
一天大概要测平均7、8千吧。
7、8千，多的时候呢？
多的时候就1万多。
This dude's eating the vape Logia devil fruit here. His whole body has become vape smoke. He's like a real-life smoker from One Piece. That is absurd. I don't even know when oxygen has a chance to enter his lungs here. Like, there's only a brief respite between smoking 50 vapes per batch there, writing it down, and then getting the next batch of 50. Like, 8,000 or 10,000 taste tests of vape per day? That's unfathomable. That actually just seems like torture. And it's entirely unnecessary. Like, you don't need someone to be taste testing each vape. Like, on the box, do they say, like, this has been tested and tasted by our certified professional vape master, our vape connoisseur, our sommelier? I doubt it. So what is the point? All you're doing is jeopardizing this person's health and anyone else who has this role in other vape production companies, if this is a common role. Or maybe it's exclusive to this one. I don't know for sure. This is my first time learning about disposable vape industry.
你自己平时抽吗？那你下班之后还抽吗？
下班之后。
Even after huffing thousands of vapes per day, he still vapes after work, just for the love of the sport. Not even on the clock for the job. He just still vapes. That is a brutal addiction. Now, I know a lot of people are probably wondering, if you purchase these vapes, does that mean all of them have been sucked on by someone at the production line? And the answer is yes, but they have an additional sanitization procedure, apparently.
It is worth noting that there is a final sterilization step that happens before the vapes get packaged up and sent out for consumers to purchase.
There's no footage of this sanitization process that the vapes undergo, so there's no telling what exactly it consists of. Maybe it's something super simple, like, hey, we got a position filled by our buddy Frank, and he takes his shirt and he wipes down the mouthpiece of every single vape to get all the germs off from where the taste tester was sucking on it. So don't even worry, it's been thoroughly cleaned and disinfected. But it's more than likely that they do have like a pretty standard sanitization protocol that I imagine most companies probably have. They just don't show it here. Now, the reason I believe that he is taste testing the vapes is because Machina interviewed the owner of the factory and said this.
就像对于某些岗位，我们是必须他要会从跟品控啊、你口味测试啊、调香啊，对吧？同一个口味，但是有一些很细微的不一样的东西，我会问他这个跟这个它的区别在哪里，看他会不会抽得出来。比如说这个微凉，或者这个稍微有一点尾调啊、发火啊什么之类的一些很细微的东西，我们会给到他去抽。
So to me, that says that the employee that's smoking all the vapes, up to 10,000 a day, is testing each one and then noting how the flavor balances and like what it makes them feel and making sure that the flavor is what it's supposed to be. So that's the impression I get. But this whole idea of a vape taste tester is so fucking outrageous. It reminds me of this legend that spread like 10 years ago. There was this myth that went around about a sex toy company. I can't remember which one now. It might have been Bad Dragon. I can't recall. But there was this this story that got circulated about how every single sex toy that was sold by that company, each individual unit was tested by the owner to ensure that you could fuck it properly or it could fuck you properly. And that was like the stamp of approval. That was the seal of quality assurance. I don't know the authenticity there. I don't know if those claims are true or not. I don't know if there really is like the Fleshlight fuck master who's like grading each individual unit or whatever. But that was, for a long time, something that circulated about that company. I just can't remember which one it was now. But the point is, that position sounds like a fucking joke. And so does professional vape taste tester. But it turns out that's a real thing. I feel horrible for anyone that is having to huff thousands upon thousands of vapes per day. That's craziness. I feel horrible for every single worker here. All of the employees at this factory, my heart breaks for. One thing Machina noted is that there's a lack of automation with the production. And that's apparently attributed to like how much is going into each vape, that it would require very specific machines and very customized tools to do. So instead, they've opted to hire workers to just do it instead. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that this factory isn't paying its workers very well here.
其实工厂端其实也是围绕整个大环境去设计一些产品，包括现在英国啊、欧洲那边已经开始重视了一个污染这个问题，所以我们在后续的一些产品呢，可能会用到一些更环保的一些材质，去做烟的一个机身啊，以及说更多可能就是说换弹式啊、大火速啊、重复注油的产品，可能也是未来我们一个发展的一个方向。
This is a little off the subject of the vape taste tester, but I was very curious about this whole disposable vape thing. So Machina did ask the owner the question about the environmental impact of disposable vapes. And it starts talking about like, well, maybe in the future we'll start having like refillable products or using more environmentally friendly products. Maybe I'm just senile on the crazy pills, but I was under the impression that all vapes were already like reusable and refillable products. Like you had to go out of your way to make them disposable. So you're just kind of going backwards. It should, like, in my opinion, it should have never been disposable in the first place. Of course, I'm no expert here. My only experience with vaping is when I did it for a video like 5 years ago when I was trying vaping trick shots, where I was like smoking vapes in all kinds of different fashions through all kinds of different apparatus and doing all kinds of different gyrations and movements and trying to make smoke tricks out of it. I'm not an avid vaping enthusiast or anything, but I was under the impression that a big selling point of vapes is how you could just have one vape for a long time and you don't need to just keep going out and buying cigarettes or something. You could just like keep refilling the vape. Maybe I'm totally wrong though, but anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a bit. That's it. See ya.